Hi friends, in the last video we learned about the basics of communication. That means 7% of communication depends on words, 38% of communication depends on your voice and 55% of communication depends on your physiology. In today's video we are going to learn about how to prepare a speech effectively. Now whenever you go on stage you should be able to converse with the audience as if you are having a chat with them, and that comes out in an easy conversing manner so that you can connect well with the audience, for which you need to look into their eyes and converse with them. But for that, you need to prepare your speech well. If that doesn't happen, then the tension about whether I'm going to remember my next sentence, what is going to happen if the audience is going to laugh at me, is very visible on your face. And instead of communicating your thoughts, we are communicating the stress that we have about delivering the thoughts to the audience. So how do we prepare a speech? Now, let me give you an example. Suppose the situation is like this. The man entered a railway platform with 3 huge bags in his hand. As soon as he stepped on the platform, he saw the train was about to leave the platform. He was in a state of panic. He started running towards the door of the compartment in which he was supposed to enter. The train was gaining speed. He was running. He put one of his bags inside. He still had 2 bags in his hands. He ran through. He was almost trying to catch up with the speed of the train, and he put the rest of the 2 bags inside. Now the situation was, the luggage was inside, but he was outside. The train was gathering speed. He started running, and somehow he held the handle of the compartment door with his hand, and he put his right foot inside. The train was really gathering speed, and just at the nick of the moment, he jumped inside and he got inside the train. Now I'm sure you saw the whole scene right in front of your eyes, and you were involved with me as I was describing the scene. Now if I deliver the scene this way, how does it work? The man entered the railway platform with 3 handbags in his hand, and the train was gathering speed. He was in a state of panic because he feared that he may miss the train, and so he started running towards the running train. He was almost near the door of the compartment he was supposed to enter, and he put one of his bags inside. Now the situation was that he had 2 bags in his hand and the train was gathering more speed. He ran through and he put the rest of the 2 bags inside. Now the bags were inside and he was outside. The train was really gathering speed. He was tensed, and so he held the door of the compartment he was supposed to enter, and he put his right foot inside. The train was gathering speed. He put his right foot inside. He put his right foot inside. Now I am sure, my dear friends, when you are listening to this, you must be smiling as you are seeing the video, because you must be thinking, why is he not taking the left foot inside? What is happening here is, you are seeing the scene, but the person who is delivering, that is me, I am unable to see the scene. In my head, there is a series of words because I have written down my speech and learned it by heart. And so the moment I forget one word, I go totally blank. I cannot remember what to say next. I am not in the logical sequence of the scene. And so, just to recollect and get my connection back, I am repeating the previous sentence. The more I repeat the previous sentence, the more you laugh. The more you laugh, the more I get tensed. Now this is how we go in a self-defeating spiral when you write down your speech. So whenever you are preparing a speech, remember this rule. Whether the speech is of 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes or half an hour, never ever write down your speech. When you write down your speech and learn it by heart, this is exactly what happens, because you create a chain of words and then you can go blank. So though you can save yourself from the dangerous mental blank whenever you learn by heart, you will never be effective as a speaker. Then how do you prepare your speech? It is pretty simple. So whenever you have to prepare a speech, write down the main points that you want to convey. In this situation, you can say reaching the railway platform, seeing the train leave the platform, putting the luggage inside and ultimately catching the train. So there are 4 points here. So the number of points actually don't matter. They could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Now once you write down the points, you have created the skeleton of your talk. That means you have to deliver all these points to your audience to make it interesting and important. If you miss any of the points, the charm of the incident is lost. So once you have written down the point, the skeleton is taken care of. Now you need to add flesh to the speech. That means go and remember all the details that you want to convey regarding these points to the audience. Take your mobile phone, keep the points in front of you and start describing the incident in detail, and as you do that, record your speech. Now the second most important point of preparing your speech is you should always time it. So if you are given a time limit, say 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, see to it that your description that you are doing fits in those 15 minutes and all your points are delivered. Now this may take a little bit of effort, and that's called editing. So once you have done your first recording, you find out in your first cut that if your given time is 15 minutes, maybe this is only 12 minutes. So that means you have got 3 more minutes where you can add details to the description of your talk. And instead, if you're going for 17 minutes, that means you need to cut down some matter. So cut or add, record and play. Cut or add, record and play. You keep on doing this till the time you don't get your recorded piece between 15 minutes, 14 and a half to 15 minutes. Now this is called editing of the talk, and once you have done this, you have taken care of the words, which is a 7% part of the communication as we discussed in the last video. Now we come to the voice. Now listen to your recorded piece say 8 to 10 times, and then once you're comfortable with the whole description, don't learn it by heart, but once you're comfortable with what you are supposed to deliver, keep the points in front of you, start the description again, start practicing again, but this time raise your voice by 2 levels higher. Because whenever you're on stage, you have to take care that even the last person sitting in the last row should be able to listen to you very, very clearly. Even if you have a mic, understand, mic only amplifies the sound. The basic sound has to be clear, so your diction has to be very, very clear, and you have to be loud enough so that people can hear what you're saying. Now, this has to be done at levels 2 times higher than your normal voice. Now, once you do this about 10 times, now you have taken care of the second part. That means you have learned the voice modulation. Now, once you do that, 7 plus 38 is 45%. So, what remains is 55% of the communication. And that's where your facial expressions, your whole body language matters. If you're saying, I enjoyed the picnic, and you're saying, I enjoyed the picnic. Now, though I am using the word enjoyment, my face is being tense because I am trying to remember my speech. Now, this is not going to be effective communication. If you say, I enjoyed the picnic, the enjoyment should be seen on your face. So, as a result and effect of that, you need to practice your speech in front of the mirror. Or, if you have a friend who can take your practice in front of another human being who can listen to you patiently and can give you effective feedback. Now, once you do that for 10-15 times, now you're all set to go on stage. Now, once you do that, you will be an effective speaker, and as you go on practicing more and more, you will become a speaker where you can go and converse with people as if you're conversing with your friends. I hope these tips have helped you. If they have, please use them while preparing for the next speech, and please share with us what was your experience in the comment section. If you have liked the video, please click the like button. If you have liked it and want to share it with your friends, please share it with your friends. And if you are not subscribed for the channel, please do that. We have trained about 30,000 people in public speaking using the same technique, and many of them are prolific speakers today. So I hope it helps you next time you go on stage. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.